I'm in my feelings like, whoa. You cannot count on my show. Calling my phone like you know. You wouldn't leave it alone. I'm asking you to play nice. Let's not pretend you were nice. You just don't want me to smile. It's been that way for a while, but I've been on my godsend. I've been moving mountains. Been fucking and been grounded. In love with my surroundings. Can't fuck with me, you so small. I love it was a close call. It's okay, you fucked up.
My goodness gracious, it's me. Streaming for a third time in a row when I haven't fucking uploaded a VOD. Now, this is disgusting. Now, I have to adjust the microphone physically, which means I might bump the cord, which means it might stop working. So everybody, hold their breaths. Oh my god, I got a notification, but everything's fine on the microphone, and this is crazy. Okay. Are we doing a Madoka stream? The reviews is going to take to Crunchyroll comments. This is going to be crazy. Oh my god, this is me and Elite Ari talking about Madoka Magica movie number 3, the greatest movie of all time, at least according to him. The story changed you. The beauty of Steins Gate. And the thumbnail's like a world light thing. That's kind of cool. And I think I just hovered over it and saw Steins Gate 0. As we know, Steins Gate 0, terrible. Oh, it was too. I'm a genius. I can identify these things just with one little frame. Nobody's commented on the Great Madoka Magic thing yet. Nobody's even listening. But the first one has 300 fucking views. Also, why did he pick a pedo bait thumbnail? My goodness. Disgusting, frankly, from Elitari. Oh my god, Elitari's going to watch Jackie Brown soon, chat. That's going to be crazy. And me and Elitari and maybe others are going to watch Gunbuster next. Isn't this just an exciting time for us all? We can close this. Crunchyroll comments. Let's just start off with the crossword, bro. Well, what are we waiting for? It's the main event. Let's give the people what they want. Any tweets? Oh my god, this Pokemon art I've retweeted like 3 times, but they posted it again right after the House of the Dragon episode with all the dragons, so it was appropriate to retweet again. Also, I was tweeting about House of the Dragon, but I talked about that in our review. Now, merely Vinland Saga did on the great... Oh my god, nearly 100 views. That's how you can tell this was a popular episode. Yes, he did. He commented on this. We've already read this. Oh my god, I accidentally liked it. How embarrassing. But I just wanted to check if there was more, but there's not. We can close this too. Okay, we'll do this one Madoka short. Madoka Magica tricks the audience brilliantly. 171k likes, 1,000 comments. What is this, a ciclet short?
Weird reason, the anime Madoka Magica tries to trick the viewer right away by introducing...
For whatever weird reason. Is that how we started this off?
Anime Madoka Magica tries to trick the viewer right away by introducing...
Did I imagine the whatever weird reason part?
For some weird reason,
I didn't.
the anime Madoka Magica tries to trick the viewer right away by introducing us to the normal life of our relatable main character. No, seriously, what appears to just be a cute cat companion...
Why can't I 2x speed short?
...is indeed something much more sinister. A creature that exchanges whatever wish that you desire...
Kubi did nothing wrong.
...for your soul. But what's really great about Madoka Magica is the incredible depth of its world. The magical girls seem like regular typified shoujo characters until they bring out their 10,000 magical rifles. Even going as far as to say that Joan of Arc and Cleopatra were magical girls themselves. By episode 3, you'll start to understand why people find this show so morbid and scary. But the key to Madoka Magica comes in the power of how it subverts this genre, and how it uses the expectations of the audience to tell a better story, and maybe change how we see magical girls forever. But anyways, for some...
Well, that was lame. You know what I really felt when I was watching Madoka Magica, guys? I really felt scared throughout, and traumatized, and it's basically a horror anime. And, you know... I'll never look at magical girls the same again. Can you believe these idiots say this stuff? My goodness gracious me. Now, there was another point in there at some point that I was like, well, this is also stupid. Cleopatra stuff, that's pretty cool. Oh, and they maintained trying not to spoil the episode 3 thing, which is funny. Oh, there was something else. It was
regular typified shoujo characters until they bring out their 10,000 magical rifles. even going as far as to say that Joan of Arc and
Rifles,
Cleopatra
crazy.
were magical girls themselves. By episode 3, you'll start to understand why people find this show so morbid and scary. But the key to Madoka Magica comes in the power of how it subverts this genre.
At not one point in Madoka Magica was I like, man, what's gonna happen next? I'm so crazy right now. What the hell? There's like a mystery and you're like kind of curious about that. And the movie you're kind of trying to figure it out. That's a better point. But Madoka Discourse is gonna be fun, chat. That's all I'm gonna say. Now, before we talk about Chibi reviews, we've got to do the great crossword. Crossword, New York Times. Now, you click on this one, it says the 9th of July, but it's going to take you to the modern one because this is a great website. Oh my god, it's the 11th. Aaliyah better stream after midnight, so he gets the October, the January 11th. Oh my god, it's nearly like September. Oh, chat. Time goes so fast and then we're all fucking dead. Part of a cherry you shouldn't eat. The stem? Oh my god, I'm a genius. Detour sign feature. Like on a road sign. Depart. Leave. Oh my god, I'm a genius. Nail polish brand that sounds like 2 letters of the alphabet. I don't fucking know. Part of a pomegranate you should eat. Like the round part? Or is it also stem? That would be crazy. Next will be, what do we need more women in? And it'll be STEM. Crazy. Shopper's excuse to save money. Sale. Headlock. Turnover? Headlock takeover? Headlock. It starts with T. We'll come back to that. Wipe as a memory card. Erase. My favorite anime. This is the easiest one of my life. Common date night activity, movie. Fast growing plant. Oh, I don't know. So what is this? Nail polish. Essay? Detour sign. Around? A brew? Why is the O the second last letter? Arrow. Smart. Now what was this one? Fast growing plant. That starts with W. Whelp. Weed. Genius. I love weed, chat. Headlock. Trend? I nearly got it, chat. I nearly got it. It's literally easy. C. Oh, C? What? A. B. K. D. E. A, B, C, D, E. F. G. But it has to start with an E sound. U. I. Is it I? Icy? And then headlock. What the fuck does this mean? Everything else is correct, I'm almost certain. Wait, what is 9 across? Pomegranate you should eat. Seed. So, can I figure it out now by getting rid of this? I deleted it. Tress. What the fuck is a tress? Anyway, I did that in 3 minutes. I'm a genius. More in the mini game arcade. We always check it out, but nothing's ever good. SC, I guess. Tress. Headlock tress. What does that mean? Crossword answers. Headlock crossword. A lock of hair? What is a tress? A lock of a woman's... Was it hair lock the whole time? No, headlock. Headlock tress. I don't know, Chad. I'll never be able to figure it out. You know who has got everything figured out in life, frankly? My good friend Chibi Reviews, and we're gonna get up to date on Crunchyroll deleting my great comments, and we're gonna be outraged about it.
To Crunchyroll now using AI subtitles for its newest anime, Nokotan, as a good
Not
example,
fucking
to then disabling the comment section
AI! Oh, I'm gonna fucking kill myself. Alina, taking out fucking jobs.
To Crunchyroll now using AI subtitles for its newest anime, Nokotan, as a good example, to then disabling the comment section on their entire website for news articles and even anime episodes. You can no longer see the comment section here. I'll even reload just to prove the point. This is the
Oh my god, it was Mushoku Tensei. I love those comment sections.
last episode.
Peak is back, guys.
Mushoku Tensei season
They fucking killed Paul on Father's Day.
2, and as you can see, there is literally no comment section. I'm even signed
You
in.
know, some people really judge this anime, but you know, you really just gotta stick with it, and it's actually got great world building and characters, and I just love the plot.
Just to prove a point. And if
I'm not a
you go
pedophile.
to my video I literally made yesterday when I uploaded a Tower God video, you can see the comment section. So yeah, this is legitimately a change that just happened like a few hours ago, like 6 or so hours ago, and it's obviously making the rounds in the anime community. But let's start with the subtitles first, because obviously this is something that is an ongoing story. I've been kind of covering on the channel
AI
for almost a year
bad,
at this
AI
point,
bad.
but the reason why this is obviously happening is for a variety of reasons. For one, companies nowadays, you know, they are investing more in AI. We've seen it with many different sites.
They're just trying to save money,
You
true.
have Grok, which is like an AI algorithm that Twitter
Capitalism.
uses.
That
You have
one's
Google using
bad,
AI.
too.
You have just all different sites needing their own algorithm with AI, etc. It's just been an ongoing thing for a few years now. It's definitely progressing, and you know, love it or hate it, regardless if you dislike AI, it's very clear that companies want to use AI a lot more than they did in the past. And obviously, with the inclusion of AI,
Scamming.
that means that you know people with actual like real jobs are going to lose their jobs to said AI because AI is going to take their jobs away. Translators being replaced by AI is something that the community has been a little bit mixed on for at
You can't be taking
least
jobs.
a good year now. And the reason for that, it all kind of goes
Okay?
back down to main
Understand?
Anyone that remembers, like, you know, at the beginning of this year to late at the end of last year, there was a lot of drama. A lot of people were finding out basically about, you know, how a lot of localizers were changing subtitles to have propaganda or agenda pushing, etc. You know, basically having political messages thrown into anime subtitles that really shouldn't have been there. They even have dubs as well.
Not political.
That just straight up changes the entire series just to fit a message for the audience. You know, a lot of people started finding out about that. I made a few videos talking about it. Even Asmongold talked about that as well at the beginning of this year. You know, he found out about it. And obviously, as I covered in those videos, even the translator that was kind of responsible, or localizer that was responsible for it, just straight up blocked me when I never even talked to them. I never even really made a video on the topic, and I was already blocked. So it says a lot about the whole entire situation. So getting into the main point, for a while now,
Now, did Chibi Reviews block Aligari? Was that the story, or did you just ghost him?
obviously the community has been split to where it's like they don't want AI because obviously actual human translating things is better in the grand scheme of things, and that's just case in point right there. But the thing is that there's been so many bad
That might be true now. I have no idea, but that's certainly not going to be the case into perpetuity.
like, they don't want AI because obviously actual human translating things is better in the grand scheme of things, and that's just case in point right there. But the thing is that there's been so many bad actors within the space for a while now that has just done irreparable damage to anime and manga translations that people just don't trust translators anymore to the same degree as fan translations, and so they welcome
True. This is an anti-Miller talking point. Miller's always talking about how you gotta wait for the official release of One Piece to read it, and if you read leaks, you're a bad person. But, you know, I'm equipped with my best guy ever talking points that fan translations are actually more accurate.
AI replacing these translators, which if you look at these posts, if you go into the comments, etc., you go into quote retweets and all that, you will find many people basically saying that this is a good thing, that, you know, translators or localizers are being replaced by AI. Because anyone that sat down and watched the first episode of Nokotan, this entire translation for Nokotan is AI. It is an AI translation. Now, to be blunt with you, I'm going to be completely blunt, I have not watched this translation. I watched the fan translation that came out like 4 or 5 days ago. As you remember, I made a video on, you know, Nokotan making a brief little like shitpost video basically with the music and stuff.
Now let's make fun of Aligari. He would be like, you can't admit that, because then they'll take down your YouTube channels, pussy.
Music, and I watched the fan translation before the official came out. But from what I have heard and reading through like the section of what people have been saying about like the translations, despite a little bit inaccuracies here and there, for the most part it keeps to the point and it's just a literal translation, and like there's just a little bit with pronunciation or something that's like a little bit messed up with it. But overall, the translations are really, really good. And so basically nobody knew about it until the episode came out and the news broke. So basically what it lets us know is that people are like, wow, AI translations really aren't that bad. Now I'm not going to get into that whole can of worms, etc., because I am still part of the party that believes that an actual human translating is better than an AI. But I do think that obviously the reason why people are celebrating an AI doing this is because obviously there's just been so many bad actors as of late for a very long time that just continue to have this space to push
How
this
did you
agenda.
yap for 405 minutes, say nothing, and then say he's not going to give an opinion on the thing, but also give an opinion on the thing, but not elaborate on the opinion?
Within different shows,
Can we get to the part where they talk about getting rid of
people are trying to like
comments?
you know, like when you think about like game journalists,
Or
etc.
is he just going to say that it happened, and there's no, like, Crunchyroll word about it?
Obviously, game journalists are always meaned on, they're, you know, crapped on all the time because, like, you know, they can't play games right or etc. You see that all the time. But obviously, there is probably a few game journalists that are really good at their job. But because there's just such a overwhelming saturation of bad actors within that space, people just joke and meme on the entire game journalist part of the industry. And the same can be said basically now for translators, at least when it comes to official anime and dubbing as well. So yeah, the point is that there is actual really good translators that, you know, makes me sad they're gonna lose their job. But once again, this is the result of a few things. Companies obviously they want to use AI now to cut costs. I mean, they obviously look really good with the stockholders everybody at the top, like the big CEOs, etc. Because obviously AI is in the new, everybody needs it. They want to see how they're reinventing things or innovating the company, etc. So this was just bound to happen to begin with. And just a new trend. Every company basically needs some form of AI associated with it, so it was just bound to happen. So to kind of summarize all this, this is pretty much the continuation of an ongoing story, the consequences of a lot of bad actors.
I wonder if we read this tweet, we get it. Really unfortunate for international-minded fans out there. It appears the official English, French, except which has their own subs, and German subtitles might be translated by AI. Now that's truly unfortunate. The translators come from the licensor Remo. Crazy. And are not Crunchyroll's work. Oh, so a different thingy, and Crunchyroll just gets it through this one? That's funny. While blaming the service is justified, as they could have the option to create their own translations, we believe Remo should be held accountable as well. They are the only one of the international... Slide 2. Man. We really got to get
and
these
obviously people that are
AIs.
legitimately good within the industry just having to face the repercussions as well. But overall,
Should we genocide the AIs?
I mean, from what I've heard, the Nokotan translation is pretty good.
Are we still currently allowed to advocate for the genocide of the AIs?
So, yeah, I mean, explain devil's
Not for
advocate.
long, chat. They'll come for you. They'll take away your rights.
But anyways, let's move into the next topic of discussion, which is the comment section. So Crunchyroll has fully disabled their comment section on their site, and the reason for it is because apparently of this. So this was made news to me literally this morning once this information came out.
Oh my god, it's my favorite Jeff the Flu. At least he's smarter than this fella.
And basically, apparently there was a lot of toxicity. People were just straight up review bombing, a new anime called Twilight Out of Focus that was on Crunchyroll, like a new series, for its BL-like themes. Now, this kind of connects with a lot of things going on, even with the translation.
BL. Now, we were just talking about LGBTQ stuff. So what does BL stand for that's like that? Boy love?
With, political agenda pushing, etc.
Lol, a deeply pathetic people review bombing the new BL anime. Oh, is that just the name of the anime? Oh, no. No, it's not. Claiming this isn't about homophobia. From their profiles and single-digit review accounts, they're going out of their way to claim Crunchyroll as shoving it in their faces. Crazy. They claim that this is one of the reasons, but then ruin the fun for everybody is just stupid and customer unfriendly and makes Crunchyroll look arrogant. Not arrogant!
Stuff like that, and people are assuming that since it's a BL show and all that, it straight up is trying to push an agenda. But here's the thing, as an anime fan that's been a part of this culture for decades at this point, BL has always been a part of the anime manga space. It has. I mean, you go back 12 years ago, Fujoshis were a big thing that everybody talked about. You don't really hear that term much anymore. I wonder why. But the point of the matter is that there was a lot of BL lovers. People loved, just different BL shows. I mean, Yuri on Ice was a big one that got a lot of people into it, obviously killing.
Is it just boy love? Like, the boys love each other? I was thinking it was some pedophile shit. BL anime meaning. Recommendations? Boys love. Don't we have a different term? Isn't that Yuri?
Stalking, all those different types of series, and BL's always been a space within the anime manga community for a very long time. It's nothing relatively new. It's basically the same thing you see with Yuri shows, like Girls Band or whatever. It's just like when you think about the situation, it's kind of wild to see just so much toxicity around the BL show and all that. Now, personally, I have not watched it, so I can't confirm everything. Obviously, since the comments are disabled, I can't confirm if this is all legit or not. But basically, there was a lot of bad actors as well within the comment section being very toxic for a BL show, and Crunchyroll effectively shut it down. They completely shut down the comment section, not just on that series, but on the entire platform. I'm just scratching my head, okay, look, I understand that you don't like review bombing, you don't like toxicity. I understand that. I do understand Crunchyroll trying to protect their space to a degree, protect the community, but completely closing off all the comment sections.
But why do you gotta do it for everybody,
guys? On one episode of one series, when you have hundreds upon hundreds of series on your site, that's probably had a lot of controversy associated with it as well. Just feels like it is overdramatic, like they are just going too far. They're pushing that line way too hard to close down the comment section. Basically, if I had to take an educated guess, Crunchyroll wanted to close the comment section to begin with. They didn't want to get rid of it for a while.
True.
Same to be said when you go for, YouTube.
You fucking idiots shouldn't be allowed to comment on my goddamn YouTube videos. Except I like reading them.
Certain videos or news channels, etc. The comment section's always
But disagreeing ones, I should delete them all.
Because
but I'm too lazy.
Don't want, obviously, to have their image look bad. That's why the dislike.
And I don't have enough money to pay a lead to do it.
Was removed on YouTube, and that was the big reason. It's because obviously
to make an AI to pay the AI to do it.
It promoted, making news companies or certain individuals looking really bad, like official companies, because the dislike bar would be like 50,000 dislikes, only 1,000 likes. And obviously, companies don't like that. They might not want to advertise on YouTube if the dislike bar is just so massive and they can't build an audience. So because of that, Crunchyroll potentially disabling the comment section was basically an ongoing move just to completely, cut any form of dissatisfaction or negativity around series. And I think one of the big reasons or causes for this.
Watching Crossword Madoka Magica video. Because, chat, if you go to Madoka Magica analysis is bad, guys. We put video essay in now. We're esteemed young gentlemen. Now, this one looks lame as fuck, and it's 56 minutes. I nearly clicked on it accidentally. I saw the thumbnail for this one that says True Horror. That's annoying. The ethics of sacrifice could be maybe fun if I gave a fuck about philosophy. The depths of obsession. Professor Viral going crazy with these long titles. Why Madoka still matters. In defense of Sayaka. We gotta defend Sayaka out here. Oh my god, click on. This one has to have timestamps. What do you think the timestamps are on this video? That'll be interesting. Oh, I love Grammarly. Yes, tell me. I can make my YouTube videos better. I will be downloading your service afterwards. Due to YouTube's right algorithms... Oh my god, you want to see something fucking crazy, chat? You want to see a video preview? Somehow I got this through. Now, is it going to be since deleted because it's been reviewed? No, monetization and everything is on this great test Rainier upload. By the end of the week, you know what I'm saying? I just have fucking Matt Damon speaking for like 15 seconds unabated here. Rhaenyra denies this. It's me. Rhaenys gives a knowing look to Daemon, and then Rhaenyra after... I also say Daemon all the time instead of Damon. But fuck you. Oh, I've seen this video a bunch. I want to watch this video, because this video seems retarded. Monologue looks to Daemon for reassurance in their innocence, before realizing this motherfucker absolutely did it. He's smirking, for God's sake. True. Then all of a sudden, we are alone in a room with the two of them, and this is where it happens. There's almost
get to the point where we're showing clips and getting away with it.
For the whole
See, I haven't finished editing this, chat. There's just a bunch of black space.
Rhaenyra asking to answer. Ordinant Queen.
What did you say to him? Daemon, that a boy lies dead and I am accused of killing it.
She's direct.
I'm allowed to put it all in, chat. This is crazy.
Underlining the problem, this stupid...
The problem is I edited a little bit after I exported this, and the bit like right here, that would be going right here, chat, you see, is an even longer, like, segment of Rhaenyra just talking.
Impulsive act.
Also, when I recorded the script, I recorded myself saying all these lines.
Accused of killing it.
She's direct again. Underlining the problem this stupid impulsive act has caused. Daemon tries to privet again, invoking Massaria for some of the
I'm
money.
not fixing that.
Massaria provided me with names and a subterfuge. I was clear in my instructions. Aemond, the brother of Aegon the Usurper. I cannot be responsible.
She catches him immediately trying to...
And, you know, it's not finishing touches. I may have cut out the last half of that word there, but it's okay.
...responsibility, and repeats it at him mockingly.
Cannot be responsible.
She continues indignantly, and cuts right to the ambiguity of his scene in the previous episode, and knowing her husband and uncle appropriately, asks...
If Aemond was not to be found, what were your instructions then?
Daemon puts his head in his hands and rubs his face.
Wait, no, the long part's at the end. Everybody shut up.
Rhaenyra then guesses what he almost certainly said to a very specific Hightower-hating former colleague of his.
You said that it was your aim to spill Hightower blood, and if not Aemond, then anyone would do.
The slight mock and...
Oh my god, she's my queen.
Pokemon games.
So this is going to be a dumb video. Now, Tortoise City. Oh, I watched one of these speedrunning videos in a library in Auckland. I remember it now. We were looking at the sub thingies, but there ain't shit. This video's terrible.
No.
Oh my god, was it the dub? Elite already's been going on about how this isn't terrible. Let's make fun of him real quick when we see it and find out it is terrible.
You'll get hurt. You won't have time to fall in love
There's no way this is the dub.
or even see your friends. But I still want
Oh my god, it is. Are we listening to this right now, chat? That was the worst voice acting I ever heard in my life.
to fall in love or even see your friends.
This is nearly bad as Casca's voice actress.
But I still want to become someone who never gives up. Just like you.
Okay, we're pausing a frame here, guys. Madoka doesn't look like this.
You don't want to become someone like
No, this is like her doing a voiceover, right?
me.
See, because I thought we were just playing the scene.
I put on a brave performance. Heroic. You really not that great at well.
Are we just doing the whole scene?
Something better.
To do right by the world. All of the girls share this desire. Mommy's response too is telling. The agency to do good is presented here as a personal sacrifice.
Okay, I don't know why we're watching this. Why Homura did it. True, she shouldn't have been doing what she was doing in that movie, and that's why it's bad. Oh my god, 10 years in the making, a Madoka movie for Wadamaltergeist. Oh my god, this guy's very excited. Is Kyubey truly evil? No, Kyubey's based. Madoka Magica in 30 seconds, abridged one-shot, but it's not 30 seconds. See, none of these videos look any good. How Madoka Magica destroyed an entire genre? True. They're all dead now. The Wish to be Completed? My god, we're doing Professor Viral out here. Oh, we got another one. Completely underrated? Oh my god. Sayaka's Tragedy. Madoka Rebellion is insane. You know, it's pretty crazy. Oh god. How to Suffer Well? Oh my god, we should watch a great explanation point video. Have I ever watched a full explanation point video? I cannot recall, frankly. Oh my god, this is where YouTube just gives us completely unrelated stuff.
Our Rebellion made Madoka better. Oh my god, this is the Elite Ori opinion. Selfishness and the self in Madoka Magica. If that was 4 minutes, we could have watched it. Oh my god, we're into the Digibro stuff now. This is crazy. Understanding Madoka Magica 1, the purpose behind pain. So much pain in Madoka Magica, guys. The symbolism, the meaning of Madoka's notebook. That's only 5 minutes, but I really don't care. Fate. Who knew Madoka would just demand 17-minute videos? Homer was never a good person. Crazy. Consequences of good intentions. Madoka Magica video essay. That one's vaguely interesting, and it's small. But anyway, are we gonna watch the Crossover one, or are we gonna fucking... How long is that one? Or do I wait for Elite RE to watch it? Yes, it's in remove.
So
yes.
apparently Toei is doing another round of takedowns of One Piece videos and beyond.
Not me, I never get taken down. 21 minutes. What else do we have to do, chat? We have this video to do, of course. Now let's see how many videos Torture City has put out since that I watched at Auckland Library. Speedrunning classic glitch. Oh no, that's an actual speed run. Will is not as strong as he claimed. How did he improve? That's kind of funny. Rapidly expanding world of Pokemon ROM hacks. That could be interesting. The Pokemon's strongest first gym leader is terrifying. Is Rourke really hard? How badly can a fight go in Generation 1 of Pokemon? These all seem vaguely interesting. Ranking Sinnoh's gyms by how much they use their type? That's kind of funny. Let's see.
Games like mini RPGs have optional areas you can explore in order to...
Sounds like he's from either my country or that other one I was talking about, chat. I can't tell the difference anymore.
Get extra items, learn new information, or add new members to your team.
He's
Generally
definitely
speaking,
from
in Pokemon, you
fucking
don't bat
New
an eyelid
Zealand.
at these areas, especially if you're an experienced player. However, Generation 1 of Pokemon has an optional area that has always perplexed me a little bit. I'm talking about Southeast Kanto. It's a relatively large area of the map, comprised of routes 12 through 15, and connects Lavender Town to Vermilion City and Fuchsia City further down. As I noted earlier, this area is totally optional, and you could easily beat the game without ever coming here. So, what's the point? What nice RPG treats and extras can we find here? I'd like to take a closer look to figure out what function
Experience.
it serves in the world of Kanto. The first thing to note here is
it possible to avoid other things, or is this the only possible avoiding route? You see, when I'm playing a Pokemon game, chat, I'm just a completionist. I gotta beat all the trainers, so I gotta go up and around, and especially when you get out of Kanto, there's a lot of way arounds to go and do it, and then you do all 3 of the gyms at once. Actually, I think you have to do Erica before you unlock a bunch of them, so I'm lying. But, is it possible to just not do Cycling Road? It probably is. So what goodies does Cycling Road have? I guess it cycles and has a little gimmick where you just fall down.
that it is
Heath
full
is
of
here.
trainers.
Heath has not seen Madoka Magica, so,
Route 12, the bridge over
we'll
water
keep
with
that in
fishermen
mind when we decide what to do next.
everywhere, is relatively normally distributed, but the other routes are densely packed with trainers of all kinds. Junior trainers, beauties, bikers, bird keepers, the like. One of the first ways to look at these routes is that they're good for gathering information for the Pokedex, because you fight a lot of different trainers and different trainer classes. And there's some merit to that idea, but maybe not enough to justify its lack of anything else or to motivate a player to come here. You can see a handful of Pokemon here, including trainers using electrodes, horses, Poliwags, that sort of thing. You could see a small number of Pokemon and get their location data to find them later. Each route has at least a couple of Pokemon that you might be lucky to see elsewhere. However, you could also easily get bored and turn around before you see any, because the majority of the Pokemon here are ones you've fought before. A lot. There's plenty of Pidgeys and Pidgeotos, Oddish and Glooms, Weepinbells, Coughings and Grimers from the bikers. And let me tell you, toiling your way through your 6th Coughing only to get to your 5th Pidgeotto gets old really fast, even in spite of any new information that might be discovered later. Obviously, there's only 151 Pokemon in Generation 1, so the pool is limited, but even with that in mind, the battles are tedious. So the value of the new Pokemon you might find here is unbalanced against how boring it is to fight through all of the generic trainers. To speak briefly about the wild Pokemon, there is Pokemon that only really appear here and in the Safari Zone. However, given that the Safari Zone is a mandatory visit as part of the storyline, most players will just opt to catch those Pokemon in the Safari Zone. No one is going out of their way to Southeast Kanto for a Venonat that they can easily catch in the zone. Even Ditto can be found in 2 other locations, one of them being Route 23 on the way to Victory Road, which would be a better option for time travel and Pokemon scene.
Hey, fuck you, Oreo.
I think on the information gathering front, Southeast Kanto falls flat.
I'm sick of little Oreos, chat. The little mini packs you can get. That's all. That's in my house all the time. I like the big ones.
And offering very few unique Pokemon encounters, as most can be found
So
elsewhere
fuck Oreo.
some way or other without having to go out of your way. The next thing I might consider for whether an area adds value is items. What unique things can I get here that might greatly help me on my journey? And to this end, again, it does have some merit. You can get the TMs for Rage,
Well, I thought it was just going to be making fun of the map for being bad because it's like confusing and stuff, but I like that part. So it's got a confusing little maze. That's pretty cool. But what we're really saying is there's no cool Pokemon or to get here.
Swift and Payday here, though none of these are very good moves in Generation 1. You can also get the EXP All here, which on paper sounds useful, but the EXP All is basically useless in Generation 1 due to a bug with how it divides EXP. You also need to catch 50 Pokemon to get it, which coupled with its buggy operation makes it a disappointing reward acquired in a disappointing landscape. The routes have some vitamins and a PP up, which are good, but hardly make visiting the area absolutely essential. So I guess there's more
PP up.
value in coming here for the items than the Pokemon, but I'm still not really convinced that it's worth it. The next thing we might look at is the design of the area. What does the layout add to the game that is interesting or unique? And to be sure, this area has some design unique for Kanto. Nowhere else has more fences or boardwalks per square mile. No area has more people simultaneously fishing while never being seen to catch anything. Few places can boast as few patches of
He's
encounters
insulting it,
as this place. The fence maze here makes Viridian Forest look like a straight path. And you know what? All of it kind of sucks. I find absolutely no pleasure in cycling eternally down the coast, only narrowly avoiding trainers with 4 coughings while also finding no interesting Pokemon until I get to Fuchsia. Another way to look at Southeast Kanto is to compare it to the other options for traveling to Fuchsia. You fundamentally have 2 ways to get to Fuchsia at this point. You either go down the southeast from Lavender or Vermilion, or take Cycling Road from Celadon. Cycling
Oh my
Road
god,
is
I already brought up Cycling
it's straight,
Road. I'm
all
a
downhill,
genius.
filled with trainers as well, and even more limited options for catching. But at least the design is novel. As far as I know, Cycling Road is the only area in the game that has a concept of gravity while you're on a bike. Now, obviously there's not a lot of fence mazes around Kanto, but by this point I've already crossed Nugget Bridge and beaten the water gym, so I'm not sure I really care about repeatedly fighting fishermen just to get to an annoying maze that has a couple of unique Pokemon to encounter on the last route. Frankly, this area could probably be totally water-based like East Hoenn, and that would be some kind of an improvement. Sorry.
True, Hoenn's the best.
I'm getting off topic. Back to the point. What world building or exploration function does Southeast Kanto fulfill? What were they aiming to do with this area beyond use the space that they had? It's not really clear to me, but I'd like to hazard some guesses that are perhaps a bit more generous to the developers. Say that they thought the map design was actually really good, that the boardwalks and fence maze are fun to run and bike around, the small islands with items on them are neat, and that a fence maze with trainers that appear to be passable after being beaten but in fact stand to block your path are a cool challenge. I can't say I agree with this, and I think the concept of having to carefully avoid trainers arranged in a tricky pattern is done better at other points in the region anyway. The Route 8 arrangement is a lot of fun to run through on the bike, as when it's done successfully you can avoid all of the trainers, but in multiple locations a single wrong step means a fight. Watching top speedrunners do this section at speed is really satisfying, and it's genuinely some of the more enjoyable movement in the game. Likewise, ignoring the strength use, the movement in Victory Road is also quite tense for avoiding trainers, but done right can be very fun. The fence maze is a neat idea, but having to fight lots of trainers regardless of how you navigate it and only having one single exit kind of takes some of the options out of it from an exploration perspective. Next glass half full view. Say that the
It is funny that Pokemon has always treated battling sometimes as like a chore. Like wild encounters are annoying, trainer battles are annoying, so you gotta try and avoid them.
Pokemon you can get here are really cool and unique to these locations. Not quite, as we discussed earlier, and I think this would be a more redeeming factor in the routes if it were the case. The Pokemon you can get on these routes can all be obtained elsewhere, which is kind of a shame. Some unique encounters would make it worthwhile to fight through the nearly 3 dozen trainers you inevitably encounter coming through here. Even the fishing encounters can be found elsewhere and in some cooler optional locations like the Seafoam Islands, so I can't really give them a pass here either. Now, some people might say, not every area in a game has to have a definite function or purpose, and without further interrogation, I might agree. But if I flip the question and say, why is this in the game? What purpose does it serve? And the answer is nothing. Then I'm led to ask, why is it here? When they could have put in something more interesting or purposeful. I don't actually want my games to have filler content that's just there to fill space, especially in the context of Generation 1 of Pokemon. The developers had so little room to work with and packed in so much content, most of which is quite good, but they just did not hit the mark with this one. If your project was going to be so tightly packed, wouldn't you want every bit of it to really count? Finally, I would like to conclude with a positive comparison. One of the main optional areas in Generation 1 is the Seafoam Islands. They are difficult to access, unlocked after earning several gym badges, and have some clear reason for visiting. Their interiors contain a mechanically unique puzzle with a clear reward for completion and being able to catch Articuno. Aside from Articuno, there are Pokemon that cannot be caught anywhere else, in Steel and Dugong, and rare evolved forms of Pokemon such as Kingler, Golduck, and Slowbro. This is a good optional area. If the curious player decides to explore this location, they have to figure out a puzzle with mechanics unique to that location, catch Pokemon that they cannot easily find elsewhere, and have the chance to fight a legendary bird. They could plausibly leave this
That Slowpoke sprite I've never seen before, looks cool.
optional location feeling rewarded for the effort that they made to come here. I cannot say the same for Southeast Kanto, with its repetitive and grinding battles, previously seen and easily obtained Pokemon, and unimaginative map design. This is all to say that it's not just a case of the limitations of Generation 1 preventing innovation, and much the opposite. They clearly could and did do better, but just failed to in the case of Southeast Kanto, and that's just kind of unfortunate. That's all I have to say on this. I sense some people may disagree with me on this one, and that's fine. I'd love to hear about how I'm wrong. If you do disagree with me, please tell me why. What do you enjoy about Southeast Kanto? What is so great about it? I'd love to know so I can see whether my reasons hold up to the criticism. Thank you for watching.
We are really hitting Pokemon video essay threshold where we're hitting the point where it just a random route has its own video and it gets 51k views. Everybody knows what you're talking about. It's crazy. I think the devs didn't see this area as being optional, rather a choice the player could make if they go on the bike on Cerulean. Only with speedrunners and such does it get seen as optional. True. On the ordinary playthrough, the level drop up to Koga and Sabrina from Erica feels quite significant, at least in my experience. See, I should be a voice actor, chat. You ever notice that? The developers see, I can do other voices. I mean, depending on Cobra first, or people playing gaps too much grinding against wild Pokemon. But shut up. I want SE. Sounds like SA almost, but he's talking about Seafoam Islands. Wait, no, he's not. I would say that SE Kanto is the best for training. Southeast Kanto. I can get it anyway, whatever. What was that thumbnail? Still not from Kanto. Where are the non-Kanto Pokemon in Gen 1 really from? True. That's funny. Let's see if this video is good in the first 2 minutes. It probably is, but do I want to do it now, or do I want to do something funny? What the fuck? Oh, it's because I had scrolled down. I was like, what, they changed it so YouTube fashion is up in my fucking face right now? What the fuck? Playlists. Berserk videos. We don't want to watch those, fellas. Not watch later. This is the one we're looking for. Anything?
Everyone watches
Oh,
movies
I
and
just want the
shows for different
playlist.
reasons.
Shut your fucking mouth. By Gen 2 hates itself and you should love it. That's a great... It's an hour long chat. Boring, 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 boring. Oh, epic. I gotta watch this Joseph Monticelio video after this. Australia's insane housing market. I'm gonna learn so much, chat, except I already know it because I watch the news. Boring, boring. There's like 17 white light videos I haven't watched yet. Oh my god, Big Joel made a Netflix Avatar Bad video. Alito should react to that. It's half an hour every stream, Alito. You gotta watch it. Oh my god, this great video that Alito is gonna react to on stream. I'm gonna make him. Oh my god, I watched all of this. Wait, no, I don't think I finished this yet. I think I got like 10 minutes left of the Lindsay Ellis, Yoko, and the Beatles one. It's a pretty good video, guys. Very easy to watch. Oh my god, we watched this last time. It was boring. The God of Evangelion was a video we didn't watch, but we watched something else from that guy's channel. But that seems like it's, quit porn and get rich. Oh my god, this is probably going to be a porn bad video. That would be fun to watch. I guess we're watching this Crossword one. Now, chat, don't even think about putting this one on 1x speed, because after about 3 sentences, you're going to be scratching your head and say, what the fuck did this idiot just say? Don't worry, we'll figure it out together. Spoilers! Is there a description here? This video was originally edited by What the What, but after being taken down for audio reasons, I've since re-recorded it and edited it with new music, but the visual is still done by him. If there are any weird aspects of the video, I apologize, as the unusual production may have led to some errors. Now, errors are unforgivable where I come from, frankly. All description. Nearing the 6th anniversary of the release of Rebellion. Oh my god, this video came out in 2019. Crazy. What do the original TV series really leave open? Because if it ain't Rebellion, it's two sides of an ongoing conversation. Looking forward to it. This was the most crossed-off thing I've ever read in my goddamn life. And then there's the What the What one, and Madoka sequel, and it's a comic book. What the fuck? Is he going to be talking about the sequel in this video? Oh no. Evidence that it's not yet ended. There's another one coming, chat, and we have the trailer for it. This is crazy. Okay.
When a series isn't fully completed, the discussion inevitably...
Oh my god, I already lectured Alito about this, that this is going to be the talking point in this video, so everybody needs to shut up and not analyze an incomplete work.
becomes skewed by that very fact. Those speaking completed, the discussion inevitably becomes skewed by that very fact. Those speaking in the now...
Miller the Killer should take notes for his disgusting Chainsaw Man criticism from this great video. He should learn that you're not supposed to talk about it until it's done, Krastorf said.
Will be approaching the topic with less insight than those forward who hold more context. And this
See, why did he say more insight than those forward something like I'm supposed to understand?
Inevitably becomes skewed by that very fact. Those speaking in the now will be approaching the topic with less insight than those forward who hold more...
True, by forward he meant into the future, but he was saying it coolly. I'm on board now, chat. Now, he just said a word that I was saying while we paused it that I'm going to have to rewind after I try to not read it and pause it and watch it, you see?
Context. And this distinction is of particular note with Puella Magi Madoka Magica and its follow-up film, Rebellion. Because where Puella Magi can be said to have a complete ending, Rebellion very much leaves things to be resolved. That perception leads to an understandable dissatisfaction. Why set in motion events that had been perfectly stopped before? But at the same time, how Rebellion expands on this material inevitably recontextualizes that which came previously, to the point that I personally don't believe Puella Magi was ever truly complete at all. The last scene of the show can retroactively be seen as a sequel hook, as it presents Homura beginning to transform into a witch in a world that should have none, as she takes Madoka's words as a reason to keep fighting. Following this is Rebellion, a movie which presents Homura transforming into a witch in a world that should have none, as she takes Madoka's words as a reason to keep fighting. That's a rather simple view, but with this in mind, we can examine the story of Madoka not as a stopped one, but as something still in motion. If it is still in play, that means there are things yet to be resolved, things the story must address from here on out, like Madoka herself.
私は
自分なんて何の
Oh
取り
my
柄も
god,
ない
so
人
sick. I thought of myself as somebody who had no redeeming quality.
間だと思ってた。ずっとこのまま
Better than the dumb, I bet. I truly go on forever without benefiting or helping anybody else.
彼のためになることも何の役に立つこともできずに最後までただなんとなく生きていくだけなのかなって。
Without anything she saw as worthwhile to her existence, Madoka was a girl who didn't want to be a burden to those around her, not wishing to drag those she loved and admired down through not being able to offer anything to anyone. Through Kyubei, she had a chance to become a magical girl, one who could fight monsters to defend the innocent, one who did not burden others with her meaningless life, but allowed them to keep the lives they so valued. Lifting the burden of others in itself became Madoka's very desire,
Hold on, I
and the
zoned out for a
innocent.
second.
She had a chance to become a magical girl, one who could fight monsters to defend the innocent, one who did not burden others with her meaningless life, but allowed them to keep the lives they so valued. Lifting the burden of others in itself became Madoka's very desire, inspired by the senior who she looked up to. Mami was the ideal magical girl, a hero who so bravely fought for the sake of the innocent, who appeared to be so strong and resilient. Both Madoka and Sayaka looked to emulate her, but such admiration was childish, lacking in understanding. For as Hamura once said of her, she was the hardest in appearance but the softest in heart, something that directly led to her fate. Mami was forced to grow up too quickly, the desire fulfilled by her wish being the simple hopes to live where otherwise she might have died. Unlike Madoka and Sayaka, she never got the chance to have her desires fulfilled through the miracle that was a contract, but that didn't mean she was without desires. What she wanted was not something she could fulfill alone, because her greatest wish was to have someone to fight alongside her. She bore all the burden of being Mataki Haru's protecting magical girl alone, something inevitable given her response to the system that is magical girls, as shown in her assumptions and responses to Homura. The nature of familiars and witches was one that rewarded magical girls for allowing familiars to grow into witches so that they could reap more grief seeds with which to maintain themselves. But this would be at the expense of innocent lives. Homura's attempt to stop Madoka and Sayaka from making a contract too appeared to be coming from a similar state of mind in Mami's eyes. Madoka and Sayaka could be valuable warriors in the battle against witches, yet Homura...
Yeah. Do I have anything to say about anything that's been said so far? No. At first you said, Mammy is the ideal magical girl, and I was like, I don't know about that, but then he explained the I don't know about that part away, so...
Homura appeared to be keeping out of that fight to remove any competition. To allow familiars to become witches, or to prevent other magical girls from fighting, both were acts that allowed for more grief seeds. The magical girl relieving their own burden at the expense of innocence caught up in the struggle, so Mami rejected that which she believed Homura represented. Her integrity could not allow that, but it could allow for a comrade, another magical girl of similar outlooks and beliefs with which to fight alongside her. Mutually bearing the same burden, they would act against the monsters that threatened innocence. And Madoka wanted to help. She wanted to fight for the sake of fighting. Mami graciously accepted the idea of Madoka helping to lift her burden. For a cake, Madoka would give her life to fight by Mami's side. In just the thought of having her desires fighting, Mami graciously accepted the idea of Madoka helping to lift her burden. For a cake, Madoka would give...
Wait, no, it's this line that I gotta remember.
Graciously accepted the idea of Madoka helping to lift her burden. For a cake, Madoka would give her life to fight by Mami's side. In just the thought of having her desires fulfilled through the sacrifices of someone else, Mami allowed herself to overlook the severity of what it really meant to give one's life fighting for something so trivial, and entered her next battle with her spirits lifted of the burden she'd been carrying for so long. She rushed to end the fight as quickly as possible, almost desperate to have the ally she'd been wanting for so long. She was eager. She was hasty. She let her guard down. She was killed. Mami's desire to have her burden lifted had her fighting as though it was already gone. But she was still alone after all, even in death. To Madoka, the survivor, that death was further evidence of her own weakness and lack of worth. She didn't have the conviction to take Mami's burden, to help fight when she needed help most of all. In her regret, she wondered if it might have been better for her to have died instead. But Sayaka saw in Mami's death what was taken from the city, a protector. Sayaka believed that someone else had to take up the torch, to serve as a force of good where Mami no longer could. Like Mami, she took the burden alone, and like Mami, she could not truly bear it. Where Mami and Madoka had no specific desires beyond how they wanted to live, Sayaka had her eyes on Kyosuke, Like she protected lives as a magical girl, preventing the burden from reaching those normal lives, in her wish she lifted the burden of Kyosuke, the pain he had in being unable to live how he wanted. She gave her life for what was a selfish desire, but she could not admit that. Even though she loved Kyosuke and wanted to be with him, to act on her selfish desires would contradict the ideals she'd hoped to carry on from Mami. Mami had lived bearing the burden of others, so Sayaka could not let another bear the burden of her wishes. The knowledge of the sacrifice she made for their sake. A magical girl only existed to defeat witches. Sayaka sought the most painful and lonely route, but it was one she believed she could bear, even if it was at the expense of what humanity she had left. She despised the form she took as a magical girl, throwing away her self-preservation along with her ability to sense pain. Her love. She would do nothing for the sake of herself, and in fighting exclusively for others, she ceased to be human. In her limited perspective, Mami had no personal desires, so she had to emulate that no matter how much she had to suffer. But while her way of life is something completely at odds with being a magical girl, or even a human, she was reflected in Kyoko, her ideological inverse. Like Sayaka, Kyoko wished for the sake of someone else, yet didn't truly get what she wanted. But rather than
Oh my god, it's Heath. Oh my god, one of Heath's message was held for misogyny, so I must approve it. This is crazy. I didn't know Heath was such a misogynist. Allow, now let me read it. I can't take this video seriously because of that blonde girl's dumbass name. Mammy is epic, Heath. Epic she is.
cut herself off from humanity, she cut
and
herself
she's the best girl. But only after the movie.
off from every get what she wanted.
And don't say bitch, Heath, okay? Apparently Twitch doesn't like it. Wait, did he say bitch? No, girl's dumbass name.
But
I just projected bitch. Projected? We hate bitches,
Sayaka,
you know?
Kyoko wished for the sake of someone else, yet didn't truly get what she wanted. But rather than cut herself off from humanity, she cut herself off from everyone else. She became the exact kind of magical girl the system demanded, one purely selfish, living at the expense of others. Her conflict with Sayaka was only natural, but while they were so different, they were also similar, in the end coming to recognize the side in the other they'd once rejected. Sayaka's last moments were spent recognizing her foolishness, the humanity she'd lost before truly becoming something inhuman, and Kyoko's were spent in earnestly and honestly trying to help the one she saw herself in without expecting anything in return, bearing the burden of Sayaka's mistakes to try and reclaim the heroism she once had. Their lives were ones full of mistakes, acted out in response.
Sometimes you just bump the microphone, chat. Now, I was making a joke at Alidori's expense because for some reason he didn't know these girls were like even like duality and stuff and like a pair and stuff, you know? He's a bit of a dummy.
She once had. Their lives were ones full of mistakes, acted out in response to others doing what they felt was most right. Even if their actions were full of failure, that was how they moved forward, something impressed upon even in the story itself.
たとえ綺麗じゃない方法だとしても解決したいかい?
Wait, I like
Full
this
of failure,
thing. What are you saying?
That was how they moved forward, something impressed upon, even full of mistakes, acted out in response to others doing what they felt was most right. Even if their actions were full of failure, that was how they moved forward, something impressed upon even in the story itself.
たとえ綺麗じゃない方法だと
Wait, are we saying this scene is about not being afraid to make
しても
mistakes?
解決したいかい? なら間違えればいいさ.
Oh,
正し
that's a different part of the scene.
すぎるその子の分がで誰かが間違えてあげればいい。間違える？ずるい嘘ついたり怖いものから逃げ出したり。でもそれが後になってみたら正解だったってわかることがある。本当に他にどうしようもないほどどん詰まりになったらいっそ思い切って間違えちゃうのも手なんだよ。
Madoka is a good girl, one who is too pure-natured and well-meaning to have made a mistake. From Junko's advice, she dared to take Sayaka's soul gem, revealing the unsettling nature of the contracts that have
Who the fuck is Junko? Oh, her mom.
irreversibly changed the bodies of all magical girls. While that fact further damaged Sayaka's psyche, it also further gave Madoka the knowledge she needed to realize the nature of the incubators, said knowledge helping her to come to the decision she needed to in the end of Puella Magi. But she didn't see it that way, the pain she caused giving her further fear of taking action. Madoka spends Puella Magi trapped in indecision. She knows what she wants, but isn't confident about taking the steps needed. Homura insists being as she is will be for the best. Kyoko states that if someone were only to become a magical girl out of a simple whim rather than something earnest, she'd dislike that. Sayaka noted that the wish would be so much better served in the hands of one who'd suffered, not carefree girls such as themselves. And in going against her own words, she came to fall. Everyone tells her she'd be making a mistake, many of them going on to make mistakes of their own. Yet ultimately she moves beyond the inability to change.
Oh my god, it's the greatest moment of the show.
In action, making her wish. By daring to try, she's able to move forward. By changing the system of magical girls itself, she bears all the burden. No longer will becoming a magical girl end in a curse. No longer will the desires of the innocent be wasted. It all seems so complete. But in making her wish, Madoka's grand, sweeping movement still left unaccounted for burdens. She moved because she believed she did the right thing, and with how much improved, it's not incorrect to say that she did well. But how does this wish compare to the childish mistakes of those who came before her? Junko's suggestion is one core to the various conflicts of the series as a whole, not only Madoka. When one is doing what they believe is the right thing, sometimes the only thing one can do to help them is to make a mistake. Kyoko's father was one who did nothing wrong. To Kyoko, he was the good-willed preacher whose words were only going on deaf ears, so for his sake, she made an error. Her wish was an attempt to fulfill his desires, but in making that wish, she took away his ability to overcome. Madoka asked Junko what she might wish for,
and that's what Madoka did at the end to poor Homura. I see.
She laughed the idea off, suggesting she might have some superiors step down, but admitting that no one could take the place of her company's president. But when Madoka suggested she become president herself, Junko's demeanor changed, as she began to visualize the path she might need to take to reach that goal. Later, Madoka asked her dad about why Junko held her job, and he suggested that what she liked about her work was the feeling of overcoming. Junko laughed off the idea.
And if you just wish away the pain, then you don't have to overcome it. I see. No, just like Griffith, you just wished it away. That's why he's the bad guy. I see. That's why Rudius Greyrat is actually a bad guy and Isekai is fundamentally flawed, because they just wished it away and didn't do the hard stuff.
Idea of a wish, because having a desire being fulfilled for her would take away the satisfaction of earning it herself. The very reason she walked the difficult road in the first place. And when the nature of Kyoko's wish was revealed to her father, what was taken from him was that reward in overcoming. He did not gather the followers he'd amassed through his own effort and kindness. They did not follow him out of empathy and understanding. He preached for faith, but his own daughter failed to have any faith in him. That revelation destroyed
We're into the Crossword moments now. It took us 10 minutes, but here we are.
him, and he destroyed their family. Kyoko made a mistake. Not in that she'd wished for the sake of another, but in the simple act of wishing at all.
Oh, wishes are immoral. That's crazy. That's crazy, Shad. Oh my god, thematic brain blast. Mind blown.
The contracts that create magical girls are tempting, and deliberately so. The incubators seek the energy of emotion. Through having desires fulfilled and fighting for the rest of their lives, magical girls come to aid both humanity through stopping the witches from their senseless crusades of murder and destruction, and the rest of the universe as a whole, extending its lifespan through energy created from their desires. Through having selfish wishes fulfilled, they selflessly help the whole. It sounds perfect, ideal, tantalizing. Even knowing the full picture, Madoka can't deny Kyubei's assertions as to the benefits of incubator contact with Earth beyond her own emotions. Living in a world built on sacrifice, it only makes sense that more sacrifice will be required to sustain it. But it is also true that the nature of the universe is one that balances blessings and curses. A wish born of love will create an equivalent despair. The fate of the magical girls is something inevitable. For their desires, they will die. Kyubei hid this fact. He's knowledgeable.
So we're saying wishes are bad, so I guess they're saying Madoka's new world is bad, which would also mean that Homura's new world is bad. This is all obvious if we go down this line of thought. What the eventual resolution will be interesting. It'll probably just be, well, we live in a bad world, but we gotta keep trying. I've never seen this before.
why? I guess it's backing off like this entropy idea or whatever. Oh my god, Alita is here and he's snoozing. My goodness, Alita, you got to rewatch this video when on your stream. Shut up, Alita. What the fuck was I saying? Were you here when I said Mushoku Tensei was bad like 2 minutes ago? That was crazy. Now, Alita, I did the crossword in like 3 minutes. I destroyed it. Now. What was I saying? Why the fuck do we keep saying this stupid thing about, love and you do something good, something equally bad happens? Like, this ain't no law or no universe I live in. So are we going to justify that or show something like, when I saved that girl from being a witch, something bad happened. Crazy. Or is it just some sort of karmic principle that we're supposed to believe in because we're Japanese? I'm not Japanese. Is it a good video? Yes, Alita, it's a crossed-off video, of course. Good.
For their desires, they will die. Kyubey hid this fact. He's knowledgeable but not a perfect being, and his words are not something that can be taken totally at face value. We see with our eyes the relationship between curses and blessings, the power of karmic burden, evidence for his
Karma,
claim.
I just said that, I'm a genius.
But he also suggests that without the influence of incubators, humanity might still be living in caves. And while it's not an unreasonable, illogical assumption, it's one made without a potential counterpoint, without witnessed evidence to the contrary. There is no other universe to make the grounds for comparison, meaning the statement is one of pure speculation, given not because Kyubey wholly believes it as fact, but because it's a sentiment convenient to his desires. Madoka becoming a magical girl would reap extraordinary gains for his kind and the universe as a whole. So it remains to say
this is
to
like
convince
accusing
Madoka,
Kyubey of actually being a little bit of a liar. Which means Alita also said, nah. It's unlisted, so you're probably embarrassed by it. No, Alita, it's unlisted because of copyright. Didn't you read the whole video? My goodness, you're so stupid. Just look at this little description box.
Must be said. Even if it means pushing for the idea that the relationship between man and incubator is a symbiotic one, when it is in fact...
Oh my god, Alita, did you see my great DM?
...parasitic. In his words, he claimed the survivor said. Even if it means pushing for the idea that the relationship between man and incubator is a symbiotic one, when it is in fact parasitic. In his words, he claimed the survival of the human race and their admittance into galactic society was a guarantee, rewarding humanity for its sacrifices and the girls who died for the sake of the universe as a whole. Isn't that at odds with the very nature of curses and blessings Kyubey himself explained? In the reality we see beyond Kyubey's hypotheticals, when Madoka's power had grown to the point that Earth's complete destruction was inevitability, Kyubey simply lamented that his energy quota had not been fully reached, leaving humanity to its end. The truth was right there in the framework, built into the structure of lies. A blessing would become a curse. This was a simple fact of nature. For the miracle of a wish, there would be inevitable karmic darkness to follow. So, for the desires of an irrational race of beasts...
Wait, so we're saying Kyubey's an idiot, and their society is hypocritical because they're just doing a little bit of a sacrifice from these silly little girls. All of society fun for all of the intergalactic little cubies. But that is like contrary to what he's always saying about a good thing happens and a bad thing happens. Because there's no bad things happening that are equivalent. Just some little girls are suffering. And he likens that to the little animals, I see. So what does the description have to do with it being unlisted? Because it's an unlisted playlist of his videos that just got re-uploaded because they got deleted. Are you stupid or something? I'm dealing with a
living in cave.
Not much brain power. We already learnt how AI was bad this stream, O'Leary, so you're on thin ice.
Wishing for civilization. So, for the desires of an irrational race of beasts living in caves, wishing for civilization, they would inevitably be destroyed for the miracle they desired. The relationship between incubators and humanity is simply a macrocosm of being a magical girl. For their desires, and for their sacrifice, everything else would benefit from the burden being pushed on one who's made to believe it's in their best interest to take that burden. In battle against witches created by incubators, magical girls fight and die, just like humanity itself is an ignorant young child, who will fight and die so the rest of the universe can stave off their fear of death for just a little bit longer. Despicable and cowardly, the incubators cannot bear the burden of their own fear. deceiving humanity into taking it for them, preying on that which makes them human. The relationship between humans and
But he's cute, though. So why did he make it unlisted? Because he thinks it'll get around copyright better. I don't know. Kill yourself.
incubators is in itself.
Why are all these unlisted? And then why did he link? Then why did he make a video that wasn't unlisted
that goes,
linking
you
it?
can't choose.
Hold on. Shut up. Crossword, Madoka. So why is this video not unlisted, you know? Well, the 7
So
second
apparently
explanation.
Toei is doing another round of takedowns of One Piece videos, and Beyond Blood got hit. I'm re-uploading it. Hopefully that works. You can find a link in the description, along with some minor corrections to some of my points I made there.
Oh.
So enjoy.
Oh, Sophie, go down the thing. Oh, remove video playlist. Oh, here it is. So take your issues up with Crossword, or shut up.
A childish mistake which makes them human. The relationship between humans and incubators is in itself a childish mistake. The juvenile humanity led to believe that it could have its desires fulfilled for free, only to meet its end prematurely. The will to overcome is not so easily born in a wish. Rather than build itself up with its own two hands, humanity took the easy path, and for that their clock ticked down to their early demise. Believing in effortless miracles is the
Bro,
ignorance of
Alita, we never talked about the hijab
Their
girl in
clock
the Middle
ticked
East being a magical girl,
down to their
or
early
this
demise.
weird European-looking girl on a
Believing
train.
in effortless miracles is the ignorance of
We should have done the recap for that last episode, Alita. If he's worried about manual claims, why would he even upload it at all? I don't know. Alita runs because he listens to Destiny and thinks he's a copyright expert. That, you know, if you a manual claim and something, copyright ideas, something, nobody cares, Alita. Let's fuck over YouTube and get our videos up somehow, and this is working. So let's all just chill out and do it.
of a child.
Fuck YouTube.
Magical girls, Maho Shoujo, are the picture of
I did ban evade. What are you gonna do about it, pussy?
adolescence. That childish hope exploited for others. Maho Shoujo are the picture of adolescence. That childish hope exploited for others in the bonds with incubators. Even though Madoka changed the system,
Now I can't listen
magical
because,
girls,
you know, I'm yelling.
Maho Shoujo are the picture of adolescence. That childish hope exploited for others in the bonds with incubators. Even though Madoka changed the system, even though she tried to take all the burden on herself, the incubators still remained. Humanity is not their ally, and through Hamura they attempted to control the law of cycles, attempting to further exploit humanity for their own ends. As long as they had power.
You said the video was good because it's oh, defend your favorite video essay. You said he was good because it's his video. Well, Leroy, if you go back, recall that I said it got good at about the 10-minute mark.
They would likely persist even after their failure in the events of.
And this is not my favorite video essayist. I'm my favorite video essayist, you know. This is Miller the Killer's favorite.
Rebellion. But Hamura's course of action.
But it's okay, Leroy. You can just watch the What video instead.
Was not for such righteous purposes as to stop the incubators. While they remain as her puppets, trapped by the humanity they can no longer control, it was her love and desire to be with Madoka that had her reaching out her own hand, and while it was unwanted,
Bro, she grabbed that bitch. Did you see that?
It was an act mirrored with Madoka's in so many ways. Where Madoka became a god, Hamura the devil.
Really?
Where Madoka remade the world for her desires, Hamura remade that world for hers. And where Madoka sought to save Hamura, Hamura too saved Madoka. At the heart of Madoka's desires is a longing for self-worth. She is one who doesn't want to be a burden for any, and in her wish she found her self-worth through lifting the burdens of everyone. And yet this end result isn't framed as fully positive, just as
Tongue crossed off, say selfish selflessness or something, and a leader will be back on
Hamura's
your
actions
side.
in rebellion aren't fully
Because
negative.
he's basically making the point.
Result isn't framed as fully positive, just as Hamura's actions in rebellion aren't fully negative. Because while Madoka's wish gave her the self-worth she wanted, it was completely at the expense of herself, not dead, nor alive, only Hamura even knew she existed. And when matched with the image in rebellion of Madoka's spiritual arm, covered in cuts, it's hard not to read some form of depression into Madoka's character, unable to help others.
Wait, hold on, I wasn't listening.
And when matched with the dead, nor alive, only Hamura even knew she existed. And when matched with the image in rebellion of Madoka's spiritual arm, covered in cuts, it's hard not to read some form of depression into Madoka's character.
Was Madoka cutting herself? I didn't know. I didn't pay attention to her arm with cuts, or is she bearing the burden? Teenage girls do be cutting.
form of depression into Madoka's character. Unable to help others, she saw her existence as something that would only trouble them. In not seeing any good qualities in herself, she could not find the strength to try and improve, overcoming her own insecurities. Yet if she did die, that would cause pain to those who she loved. And through her wish, Madoka achieved her desires perfectly, in the form of an ideal suicide. In being forgotten, none of those she
remember, Leadery?
Loved would be hurt by her absence. Unable to feel pain by missing someone they never knew, Madoka simply disappeared. She would record the memory of all magical girls who fought, but not be remembered herself.
Sacrilegious babies on screen, that's not my baby.
Saving every magical girl but one. Her family would live on not knowing of the influence they had on the one who no longer existed. And in the wake of her disappearance was Homura, the one who knew her struggle better than any, the one who desired for Madoka to exist more than anything, the one who watched Madoka effectively kill herself for her existence being too much of a burden. To accept the ending of Puella Magi is to accept finding value in oneself through offering themselves in their entirety, and though she did so of her own volition, in Rebellion it's told to only be a brave face hiding loneliness, much like the brave senior who inspired her. But the lonely burden of the universe was one she could not bear. If the nature of the universe that required Madoka's sacrifice to continue was in itself wrong, then why shouldn't Homura reject that ending? When one is walking the path they believe is right, sometimes the only thing another can do is make a mistake. Homura offered everything for Madoka's sake. Too afraid to let her come to any harm, to bear any unneeded burden, Homura kept her distance and fought to ensure Madoka never suffered on account of her. But the very mechanics she used to fight and try were those which increased Madoka's karmic burden with every attempt, increasing the weight of her efforts and burdening herself for Madoka's sake. The last thing Madoka wanted, to push her—
So everybody, let's just do the conclusion before he gets there, they keep hurting each other by trying to save each other, so they both just got to be alive and be nice to each other and work together. The end.
From her well-meaning path, Madoka made a mistake, betraying the value of her existence for the sake of others. But Homura too had to change. Choosing not to go against Madoka might protect her from Homura, but it could not protect Madoka from herself. To be with another is to inevitably risk hurting them, and through choosing to act for her own sake rather than—
True, remember Evangelion and Hedgehogs?
Be submissive to another's will out of fear of harming them, she made a crucial step and a childish mistake. They both believed they can carry the burden of the other, yet their desires eternally keep them at odds. Homura too was without self-worth, but it was Madoka who saved her. Madoka who wanted her to live up to the name Homura was given. Madoka who died saving the city she loved, leaving Homura alone yet again. It was Madoka who gave Homura her self-worth, so in her eyes, as long as Madoka did not exist, she had no reason to either. That was something she could not bear. So she made a wish in service of her desires, not to simply bring Madoka back, but to allow her to fight alongside her. She would help Madoka bear the burden of defending Mitakihara, but it was not meant to be. Madoka could not let anyone else be burdened through her actions, so she would not live if it meant another would die. She would not become a witch, that which forcibly burdens all others with her existence. For that desire she would give Homura some of her burden, and Homura would take all of it. Everything to save Madoka, everything to protect Madoka. No one else could be trusted with that task, not even Madoka herself. The ending of Rebellion has Homura caging her like a bird to keep her from flying off into a storm, briefly attempting to keep her from realizing the truth because she would inevitably attempt to sacrifice herself again in attempts to achieve her self-worth. Homura's actions are those where she must keep Madoka in her grasp for her own desires, including—
Where's this scene from?
Her self-worth that does not exist without Madoka. The last scenes echo Homura's first meeting with Madoka as Homura attempted to replicate the circumstances that had her falling in love. But even though they both lack self-worth, Madoka is not Homura. Where Homura only loves Madoka, Madoka still loves the world, and Homura would not take that from her. If she were to take away a key part of the Madoka she loved, she would stop being that person she so valued. Madoka cannot be allowed to change, so Homura ties her down, conceding on the belief that their conflict would be inevitable. Like she fought to save Madoka, Madoka will fight to save Homura yet again. Two girls with no self-worth and endless conflict trying to save the other from themselves. Without compromise, it will be a conflict without end, and the ones that must go forward are Madoka and Homura on their own feet. In a series full of child—
You know what I've noticed through this video? It's Crossword says the same fucking thing in every goddamn video. It's always about compromise and burdens, and these are just he likes. He hasn't said bonds yet, but that's another one he likes, Lame.
And the ones that must go forward are Madoka and Homura on their own feet. In a series full of childish mistakes, Theirs are the ones who take action most free of curses. To make a wish of blessing and have one's
Hold
desires
on, I
granted
wasn't listening.
without compromise, it will be a conflict without end. And the ones that must go
Conflict? He likes
forward are
that one.
Madoka and Homura on their own feet. In a series full of childish mistakes, theirs are the ones who take action most free of curses. To make a wish of blessing and have one's desires granted is to invite a curse. But their wishes are not purely for desires alone. Their wishes were those that allowed them to fight to alleviate the burden of others, granting them the opportunity to earn through overcoming, not purely being handed everything they wanted. Homura fought for Madoka through time, and Madoka for all magical girls through existence, even if their power still comes from the incubators. It's not completely right, but it's not completely wrong. One cannot be granted self-worth. They must find it in themselves without it being at the expense of themselves or another. Through their wishes, they reveal the strengths needed to overcome their own burdens. To find the courage to push on without having another grant your desire for you leads to a future where there is no guarantee of whether curse or blessing will come. In their childish mistakes, they will fall forward in a painful journey to adulthood, rather than let themselves sit paused for fear of growing up. The 2-year conflict of
Wow,
broccoli
I already
was
said all that. Now, oh my god, this is One Piece spoilers. Crazy. So, you know, I don't know, that Crossword video could have been like 10 minutes. You know, what the fuck was he doing for all that time? You know, what the fuck, on God. Anyway, that video's from like 17 years ago, so I don't have to put it in the spreadsheet. Hey, I didn't put that Pokemon video on the spreadsheet. You know, Chad, I've been doing that. I've been not putting every video on the spreadsheet. You know, only the videos that are really good have to go on the spreadsheet, you know, to remember them. Nobody's going to be impressed when I tell them I watch 700 videos in a year, okay? It doesn't even sound like that many. No, I'm switching earphones. How emulating Pokemon games can ruin your attention span. True, you'll just be speeding through that shit, and then you'll try to play a Pokemon game without a speed up button, and you want to kill yourself. True. Selflessness and the Self in Madoka Magica. Did Alito remake this video, or did you just copy all of his points from this video? Curious. Is it possible to beat Red with only a Pikachu? Probably, right? Hold on, I want to watch this video now. Oh my god, I remember Ari Frueta and Digibro making fun of it. Oh my god, I love binge. Hashtag binge. Hashtag I just saw Vega. Hashtag let's keep going. Actually, that was Drogon. Oh wait, no it wasn't. That was a different one. Oh my god, that was Aegon.
There was a
Oh my god, another advertisement and a battery going flat. This is just my day.
It's not very often that an anime comes along which I would describe as awesomely bad. Whereas any moron can just scrounge together some friends, cameras, and pirated editing software to shit out a crappy live-action film, getting a full-blown animated TV series to air is no small feat. This is typically the product of dozens, if not hundreds, of professional, college-educated staff.
300,000 big ones. Not as many as my most popular video.
Some handpicked by producers with major corporate backing and others hired as regular employees at serious studios. Most of the time when an animated show is bad, it's for a handful of obvious reasons. Either it's just that the show is cynical and trite, built around lazily trying to cash in on the current trends of what other bigger shows have made popular, or the production is clearly rushed and badly planned, or outsourced to less talented staff, leaving a visually inconsistent product. It's very rare that something gets released which is obviously dramatically wrong in not only its writing and basic presentation, but in that it totally misunderstands the basics of cinematography. It takes a whole lot of people doing their jobs very poorly to end up with something as bad as the anime adaptation of Ari Frueta from Commonplace to World's Strongest. I can't even do justice to the amount of problems in this show by properly introducing the source material and its storyline. Because if you have consumed those, then you already know just how badly the first episode of the anime missed the mark. And if you haven't, then you're probably in the same boat that I was when I started watching it for the first time, not even having read a plot description before diving in. And you're about to be very, very confused.
That's how Alito watches things.
Perhaps I can at least give the show some credit for starting in a way that I've never seen an anime start before. That is with this spinning CGI meteorite proudly displaying the names of the studios responsible for it before they are swallowed in flames, cutting directly into the show proper. Probably? It's hard to tell at first because we're actually shown a montage of translucent images overlaid onto some kind of rock. Well, I'm already lost. First of all, that studio meteor looks like it came from an N64 game. Secondly, what even is up with the fire? Aside from being a generic screen wipe, it's completely irrelevant. Nothing before or after it involves fire. Fire is not thematically relevant to the show. It's just random fire. Something you would be able to explain away with ease if this were just some screen wipe plugin on whatever editing software was used to make the show. But again, someone actually had to animate this, meaning that the thought behind it could only have been, how should we dramatically transition between the studio names and the start of the action? Fire? Fire is cool. So right away, these images superimposed on this rock are barely discernible. We have just enough time to tell that someone is running through a field of energy beams before we see him getting hit and enveloped in light. But then
now this is the type of content we like.
Pikachu,
Pokemon content.
one of the most iconic Pokemon. It is the mascot of the Pokemon Company and always has gone on.
Oh my god, I love when we open a video with context, chat. What is a Pikachu?
special treatment. From this mouse always getting attention, it has gone
Oh, yes, and Pikachu favoritism discourse.
Pikachu doesn't deserve this. He deserves better. Today, I'm proving that Pikachu, in fact, is a great Pokemon. Not just that, but
oh my god, it was actually a bit because he's using Pikachu. Never mind, I
he's
forgive
the
him.
GOAT of all Pokemon. How do I do this, you ask? By beating one of the most skilled trainers in Pokemon history, Red, in Pokemon Gold and Silver. A team consisting of an Espeon, Snorlax, Venusaur, Charizard, Blastoise, and a level 81 Pikachu. Even though we're trying to prove that Pikachu...
How the fuck are you finna beat that Venusaur?
Pikachu's underrated by beating Red. This isn't going to be an
Why does he have
easy
flat?
task. Pikachu has a base stat total of 320, only kind of being good in the speed area, and all of his other stats are garbage. While Red's average base stat total for one of his Pokemon is almost 500. This isn't going to be easy. I want to make 3 rules clear. I can only use a Pikachu, of course, that's the name of the video. No healing, because that ruins the fun, and no double team spam, because that's going to make it so easy. Before we get into the video, make sure to subscribe to me. We're so close to 700 subs, so do you hope if you hit that button. Thank you.
Oh my god, he's even closer to 700 subs. Oh my god, this video came out a day ago.
I talked to Red and then started our battle. He sent out his level 81 Pikachu, a high level to make up for those awful stats, and I sent out my
Look at that weird little Pikachu sprite.
level 100 Pikachu. First off, I went for Slam. It almost killed Pikachu, but it wasn't enough. He used Charm, but failed. I went for another Slam, but missed because of its horrible accuracy, and he used a 4 restore. I went for Slam for the 3rd time, and Red used another 4 restore. I used Slam for the 4th time, and obviously it didn't kill, but instead of him using another 4 restore, he decided to go for a Thunder, which brought me down almost half my HP.
Now this is not so... Oh shit, he got paralyzed.
Another Slam took Pikachu out, and he sent out...
Now that's a big deal. Otherwise, that was pretty good. You know, Pikachu didn't do too much damage. He missed a bunch. He killed him pretty easily.
His Espeon. I went for Thunder, but didn't even take away half its health. Espeon went for Sidekick and killed my Pikachu right away. This Pokemon hits like a truck, and Sidekick is a powerful special move. By the way, not to mention its decent special bulk. I decided to teach my Pikachu Iron Tail to replace the Slam, since it's more powerful but just less accurate. Let's backtrack to Red's...
This is actually cute now. He's going to improve every time. This is like a Steins Gate in real life.
Pikachu. Dash Charm, a move that greatly decreases my attack stat. If Pikachu performs Charm without failing, then I won't have enough attack to kill Espeon in 2 turns or less. This was annoying. Every time Pikachu did Charm, I would have to restart, and I would just have to hope that he doesn't use Charm. Eventually, after some attempts, Charm fails, and I land all my Thunders without him damaging me. Espeon comes out, and I go for Iron Tail, and that does more than half health. Espeon uses Sidekick, which killed me right away. I try more attempts, and I keep getting knocked out by Sidekick. Instead, I go for Thunder, and it does more than half this time. Afterwards, I survive Sidekick. I don't know how that works.
Well, I guess he doesn't know about, what do you call it? There's little ranges. Attack ranges is what we call them. You know, I'm pretty good at Pokemon. The attack doesn't always do the same. There's like a little bit of RNG in the range. Also, you could have just... I think Thunder has a 10% chance of paralyzing, right? I guess you'd just have to retry until...
Go for Thunder again, killing Espeon. Snorlax comes out, and I knew that special defense was high, so I went for Iron Tail, a physical move. It didn't even do half, and Snorlax used Body Slam, taking out Pikachu. I knew that I wouldn't get half...
You're fucked, brother. I don't know how the fuck you're gonna do this.
Snorlax without changing my moves again. I looked at what TMs Pikachu can learn, and I found that I can learn Dynamic Punch, a fighting type move which is super effective against Snorlax.
Base, Dynamic Punch,
It's base 100 power, and it always confuses, but there's a downside. It's only 50% accurate, which means that's only hitting half the times I use it, which sucks, but...
I mean, this is easy. You just have to get the God RNG. You've just got to get the paralysis on Thunder. You've just got to hit Dynamic Punch the first time.
Better than nothing. I worked myself back to Snorlax, and this time I used Dynamic Punch, and it actually hit first time. It did more than half, but sadly the confusion didn't make Snorlax hurt itself. After a couple tries, Dynamic Punch hits, and he hurts himself from the confusion. I go for Iron Tail, and it hits, luckily, taking out Snorlax. He then sends out Venusaur, the last Pokemon I was worrying about. I go for Thunder, which missed, then Venusaur...
True, you can beat Blastoise and Charizard probably in one shot, and you probably outspeed him.
Began to charge Solar Beam. I knew I was dead. I tried to go for another Thunder, but missed, of course, and then I died. I plan to do the same thing with this as I did with Snorlax, and try to make it hurt itself through confusion with Dynamic Punch. Many failed attempts later, missing moves or not getting the confusion damage. It finally got the confusion damage, and I went for Iron Tail, and it hit, and then Venusaur went down. The rest of the challenge was going to be a breeze. I knew it. Blastoise came out, and I went for Thunder. I knew it was going to kill, and Blastoise
You could
survived.
miss with Thunder. Don't get ahead of yourself.
On a slither of HP, and Blastoise
no! What?
Ending Pikachu.
Fuck off, Blastoise.
You got to be kidding me. I got back to the Blastoise spot, and of course it misses again. It took much time getting Pokemon to hurt themselves through confusion without any moves missed.
You just have to Dynamic Punch everything.
3 whole times. Finally, the Dynamic Punch hits, and Blastoise hurts itself from confusion. I struck him with a Thunder. Finally, Charizard. Yeah, he went out with a Thunder. And with that, I beat Red and Pikachu. I hope that proves you Pikachu haters that you're wrong about the Pokemon. Overall, it was a hard challenge because you have to rely on luck for moves not to miss and to hurt Pokemon with confusion successfully. I would say it was pretty fun though, discovering all the diverse moves that Pikachu can learn, along with creating strategy.
This video is so much better than what I thought it would be.
To be particular Pokemon of his. Hit this video, I don't know, hits 50 likes. I'll try to beat Red with a whole team of Magikarps. Thanks for watching this video. Make sure to subscribe to me, and I'll see you guys later.
A whole team of Magikarps. That doesn't seem very possible. It can't even learn TMs. I'm subscribing, chat. That was a great video. Oh my god, good video. I'm drunk. Subscribed. Should I say the same thing? That'd be funny.
Today, I've generated numerous...
AI Nintendo photos. I hate AI too. How I beat Pokemon Yellow in just 2 minutes. Now he's just doubling up. Video games, but I couldn't move compilation. True, we're just doing challenges out here. AI Nintendo pictures are wild. True. Q&A. Remember when I did a Q&A chat? Pokemon 4th Gen Health Bar versus Usain Bolt. Funny. Great joke. I tried to become a professional photographer with a DS. True, that sounds fun. It's just crazy. Top 5 most powerful Sith ever? Nah, we can't be watching that. This channel fell off. I hate Star Wars. Classic Ari Fueta video. We don't have enough time to quit porn and get rich, chat. I'm sad. Pika Pika. You said it, Alita. You said it. Now, none of these videos are interesting. All YouTube videos are bad. Let's just watch.
The next couple images are needlessly confusing. It cuts to a random shot of him in
There is, in those Steins Gate Zero videos, which I did relatively like, there is just parts where it's like this type of thing, where it's just like breaking down like the visuals and why they don't make sense, and it's a little retarded. But you know, aren't we all just a little bit retarded at the end of the day? Oh my god, Madoka Magica reaction, that's crazy. Still haven't watched any. Alita, who has the best Madoka Magica thingy reaction? Oh my god, we just got so many Twitch clips. The search for the unknown. The real ruins of Alf? What the fuck? Is this Pocket Monster? Hold on, now this seems like this video's actually got something going on. Blue Boy Finn? I've never heard of this. They're a 200k PokeTuber that I've never heard of, chat. How the internet has come to be. You know, there's just so much Pokemon content. I found rare Pokemon trapped in old save files. There's so many videos like that. I bought a copy of Pokemon Emerald off eBay, and let's see what the save file has. And we all click on it. Oh my god, Dragon Ball facts that'll leave rent-free in your guts, but it's just a girl with big boobs, chat. You ever seen boobs before? I certainly haven't. Madoka and Homura edit The Forest? The Frost? Oh my god. Why have we not looked up Madoka AMVs yet?
You're my best friend.
Florence and the Machine. Let's see if there's any songs I like. Oh no, what is that song? Oh my god, is this one about how Sayaka and Kyoko love each other? Running Up the Hill, God is a Girl. Hypnotic, Look What You Made Me Do. Oh my god, that's a Billie Eilish song, right? No. That's a fucking Taylor Swift song, right? Hold on. Everybody hold on. It's a shitty Taylor Swift song. We hate Taylor Swift. Oh my god, this big 2-hour video Leo's going to react to. Car Radio. I like Radiohead. Miss Wanna Die. That's pretty funny. Gasoline. Oh my god, Magia. Oh my god, is this our song? Oh, advertisement. Cucking me out of watching this before the laptop goes flat. You gotta love it. When are the VODs coming to YouTube? But I'll watch Autosave's reaction. I haven't watched any reactions, but I'll watch... I don't know who Autosave is. Why haven't Blindwave done it yet? Oh, yes, I love Rib Eyes. Hilarious. You're my favorite guy. This ain't Magia. Oh my god, it is. Oh my god, this is a transformation sequence. Leary's loving it right now. Let me keep scrolling down. Or just listen to the song. This isn't going to be good for my YouTube uploads, huh? Maybe we shouldn't be doing this. But these are on YouTube. Wise Griffith did nothing wrong here. Kill yourself. Leave. 100 legendary anime EDs. I did watch this one, I think when I was partway through Madoka Magica, and it was on there, chat. Oh my god. There's that trailer. Oh my god, is this going to be the Sweet Dream song? This will be fun. Do you think, chat? There's no way, right? Oh my god, but it's a slowed version. Okay, chat. So we're all allowed to be cool. Uh-oh, we're going flat, chat. Yes, yes, yes. Don't bring up my settings because I accidentally pressed spacebar while I was trying to pause. The VODs are coming to YouTube when I remember to do it, Alita. You know, I'm busy. I don't got a lot of time, you know. Maybe, you know. Alita, did you catch the whole anything else VOD while it was on YouTube? Because I did. Which kind of makes my Patreon subscription a little worthless, don't you think? But anyway, I think they finally took it down. Karanokyo Kai has better... Oh my god. It's by the same band. Alita, we gotta watch Garden of Sinners. Every time we say Karanokyo Kai Heath, Alita has a what face on, and he forgets it every time. Just like Okabe Rintaro, but he's like Maki Sekurasu. He doesn't have no reading Steiner ability. We're just doing the same thing over and over, though. But, you know, we're all famous streamers here. Never have you seen a more impressive crossword than what I was able to do this today. I'm Broly because he's cool. Well, that don't make no sense. Now, I'm leaving.